All right, we are here. We are Galexis and welcome. Welcome to another video blog. This time we want to talk about something very current in the day and the world today. And that is about peace. Currently there is so much conflict, there is so much chaos, so many changes, so many problems, so many conflicts, so many issues between groups and between individuals that sometimes it's a bit much to pay attention to. On top of that, you might be plugging into the news, whether it's through social media, mainstream media, independent media, whatever, your friends' emails and texts. You're finding out that there's just so much going on, even though as the time that we are speaking these, we are in this shutdown period for COVID-19. What we're going to share today, though, can be useful during any time of chaos, and which is interesting because, of course, we've been in chaos since 2018 in a huge way as the old world is crumbling and fighting its way out, and the new is beginning to emerge, and the overlaps are chaotic and confusing. So, since things like that happen all the time, chaoses overlap with chaoses, changes overlap with changes, conflicts are going on. What we're going to share today can be useful at any time when you feel stressed, when you feel there's too much going on, too much to do, too much to achieve, too much to move forward to, or that you may even have too much time and you just don't know what to do with it. Or your life circumstances have changed and requires a certain new productivity, a new diligence. You see, you want peace. Everyone wants peace. You want peace because you want to be free of conflicts and problems. You would really like the whole world to get into a harmonious oneness state. But you know that's not going to happen any moment soon. Now, peace is not the absence of conflict or problems. Because most people think that, okay, if I just take care of all the problems or I address all the problems, I will have peace. My life will be great, everything will be super. That's the default program, is everything's going to be great. The thing is that your default program also is shifting. It requires a certain amount of conscious choice as to what your default program will be now, because the old programs are going and the new programs are being created. But we want to say peace is not the absence of conflict and problems. Peace is a state of being. You can't do peace. You can't make peace happen by working hard enough, doing this, doing that. Peace is something about an inner state of being yourself, of being, you might say, centered, grounded, connected, present, centered in you. That's where you find peace. And no matter how crazy your life is, or even how uneventful your life is, there's a lot of stress going on in the atmosphere, in the flowing around on the planet. And so it's very easy, if you're not conscious and aware, for you to pick up the vibes that are going on all around the planet. And there's lots of anger, lots of rage, and tremendous amounts of fear. And if you have fear, if you have anger, if you have some rage, it's just going to amplify it. So how do you get to that state of peace? Well, you see, even if you cut out all the noise, you turn off your computer, your cell phone, you just get everything quiet. No TV, lock yourself in the room, quiet. Even if you're doing that, actually your mind talk continues. The peace that you want is peace from the mind talk. Because the chatter in your mind that goes on, chat, chat, chat all day long, is what's responding to all the vibes going around on the planet and is engaged with the chaos, engaged with the conflict. And a lot of times when you have free time, okay, I don't have any duties and obligations right at the moment, and I'm just tired of being on focus, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that. Oh, I could just really enjoy a break. So what happens when you come to a place to where you don't have anything planned? You don't, like, oh goody, I'm going to do that, or I'm going to listen to that program, or whatever. What if you come to a place where it's like, okay, now I could do anything. What is it I want to do now? Note what happens in your mind talk. Because when you have free time, your program, excuse us, your program of reality, life, living, your program of doing, all the doing that somehow or another the culture has instilled in you as being positive and productive and useful, the mind comes in to remind you. If you have nothing to do, the mind comes in and talks to you about and tells you, well, you should be doing this. That remains to be fixed. Oh, you should clean that up. Or you should call that person. You should do that chore. You should. Now, some of you have been successful at tuning this out. So much so, you're not even aware it's going on. But it's part of the program of your culture. The culture is a culture of achievement, of doing, right? So your mind is going to talk to you about what you should be doing, and then if you're not doing that, you should feel some fear, because if you don't get to doing, then bad things could happen. Then you'd be behind. You'd be some kind of lazy slug. You shouldn't be getting so behind. You've got to work harder. You've got to work smarter. You've got to work faster. There's so much more money to make. There's so many more things to do and write the great American novel, whatever it is. That if you just sit on your bum, it's not going to get done. And if you sit on your bum, the world's going to go on without you. If you sit on your bum, you're not a good person. You're a lazy person. The old adage is, the idle mind is the devil's workshop. Which means you should stay on focus. You should get things done. You should be productive. What about all that creative stuff you should do? What about your message for the planet? What about... And you can get a lot of guilt over this. You can be angry and resentful, feeling that you're pressured, that you should be doing all this stuff. This is the moment where you have the opportunity. This is when you can do it. There's no peace here. Because this voice that's coming in to talk to you about this is telling you you're behind, hurry up. You haven't gotten to where you should be in life at this point. And hurry up, you've got to catch up. That voice is the voice of what we call the inner slave driver. The slave driver is the motivator. It's an inserted program in your mind to try and get you to be the good, successful person that you're supposed to be. If you're successful, everybody will admire you, like you, appreciate you. You'll do good for humanity. You'll feel good about yourself. You'll finally redeem yourself for whatever failings you've done in the past. And the slave driver's job is to keep you on track, to keep you pushing, keep you driving, keep you motivated, and it'll do whatever it needs to do that. So anytime you have time off, and you really have time off, if there isn't something that you're just thirsting to do that's really, really lots of fun, there'll be a period right there where you've got to decide what to do. Or if you are wanting to kind of take a break, look, it's just too much, I got to take a break. You go, and you sit down, and then it begins. What? Take a break? No. You haven't finished enough for today. So that's a slave driver. The slave driver is a fake motivation program. It motivates you through guilt, through fear, or through some negative emotion. Fear of shame, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of something, fear of, and guilt over whatever. Guilt or shame. And it'll motivate you to get off your bum and do something. You got to do something. Well, if you tune it out, then you miss what you do in response to this. Some people know how to tune it out really, really well. But then they're often numbed out in general. Okay? That's some people's MO. That's the way they live their life, is like, I'm not going to deal with this mind talk. I'm just going to tune it out. I'm just going to ignore it. But what happens is that when you tune it out, then you choose an escapist activity. You're resisting it. It's as if the slave driver is some kind of parental voice saying, you must do this. And you're saying, no, I will not do this. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. I feel bad. Maybe I'll do it. Oh, no, I don't really want to do it. So I'm going to run away. I'm going to go and fill my mind up with something else, so I don't hear you, slave driver. Now, you all have positive motivation, true motivation. But the slave driver program is entrenched in just about every single person worldwide. That there's something they must do, they've got to do, moving into the future towards some goal or something. Your true motivation may not hold that kind of pressure and demand. But if you've got the slave driver installed, you often don't know your true motivation, and so therefore you're stressed out all the time because it's on your back. It's a monkey on your back. So what you do is that you resist it. And by resisting it, flooding the brain with something alternative. So you go watch TV. Go watch a movie, veg in front of the TV. Go, look at some social media. Go to the, go look on Facebook or go text some friends or something. You do something, maybe you play with your pet, whatever. You just do something to get away from the slave driver. But you don't get in peace that way. You remain in stress even if you're lying there in your easy chair watching TV. You're still in stress if you don't deliberately handle your mind talk. So that's what we're going to do here. We don't want you to continuously live in stress mode because you'll never recover if you're escaping. If you're escaping, you're basically running away. You're not in choice. So some people, get drunk. Some people smoke pot. Some people do whatever. That floods your brain with alternate signals that drowns out the slave driver. So why don't we deal with the slave driver? Let's do some peace. Let's get to some peace. We can't really do it, but we can do the process to get to it. Shall we? All right. So what we suggest that you can do, this is a little simple process. It takes only a minute or two to do. But you've got to know how to do it. So the first time you go through it, listen to us and follow through. You want to get some time off where you have no distraction, really. You can listen to this and you can follow along. Maybe that's now. But so what you do is, first of all, is to breathe. There's nobody calling you. There's no, phone ringing. There's nothing to attend to. You've got about 10, 15 minutes where you could actually do nothing. Do you give yourself permission to do nothing? Really do nothing? The thought creates anxiety for a lot of people. Do nothing? What's that? I must be doing. So, first of all, just pay attention to this. Get into a state of quiet. Okay, and let's do some relaxation breath. In every seminar that we do, we always start out our meditations with the relaxation breath because it enables you to go deeper. The relaxation breath is just a normal breath. You don't hiss it out. You don't pant it out. You don't hiss it in. You don't do any major anything. You basically just breathe as you normally do. You breathe in, but when you breathe out, you just drop. You just drop the breath like this. We're exaggerating just slightly so you get the idea there's a drop there. It's just like, it's just a letting go. You don't have to make any sound. You don't have to go, or anything. But if you just let go, just let it go, you'll feel a sense of relaxation move down your body. Just imagine that everything is relaxing with every exhale. It relaxes. It relaxes further with the next exhale. It relaxes further. You get more relaxed with the next exhale. It relaxes more with the next exhale until you really feel there's no more muscles to let go, no more relaxation to do. It feels really nice, all right? Now, we're not yet getting to the place with the mind talk. So you may feel very relaxed, but your mind may still be saying, oh, well, we'll pay attention to that, and here's this that's going on, and so on. And remember, later on today, you've got to do this, whatever. You just kind of try to kind of ignore it for just another minute, because what you want to do now is to ground. You want to connect. You want to imagine light coming in through your feet. Now, if you're lying down, it's going to come in horizontally because it's going to come in through your feet and it's going to come up your legs. It's going to come in, and if you know the chakras, it comes through your root chakra and up your spine, all the way up. Just feel energy coming from Mother Earth. She's giving you this life, giving this force, giving you this energy. Let yourself receive it. Imagine it. Let it come up. Let energy come up. Now you could give it a color. It may be red for the earth. Just letting that energy come up all the way through you and come all the way up through your spine, the neck, your head, and out the crown. Up, going up, 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 up. Up into the heavens. The energy and the light just streaming continuously now, streaming continuously, letting it stream continuously. And now, as it continues, put your attention above you and imagine a huge light up there, and let the light come in from above into your crown. all the way down. Now this may be brighter, whiter, more brilliant light. This is the light from the divine, from God, Goddess, moving down through you, pouring down through your spine, all the way down through your root chakra, down through your legs, down into the earth. Now, the light from above and the light from below are moving down and up at the same time. Now, it takes maybe a little attention to kind of imagine them, the streams simultaneously moving, both of them moving in their own direction. Now, as this happens, pay attention to your heart chakra area. The energy coming from below can expand into that heart chakra. The energy from above, that light, comes in and expands into the heart chakra. And you've got a lot of energy in the heart chakra. Think about everything you love. All right, everything you love. All right, expand that heart chakra. And now recognize that this is a time to not think of your problems. This is the time not to think about the conflicts of the world. Don't think about politics. Don't think about what you're going to do later today. The time right now is to think about somebody else. Think about that there's pain and suffering out there. Don't think about what side you're on. The earth could really use you. The people suffering could use you. The plants and the animals could use your love. So imagine the light coming in above, light coming in below to your heart, and in a breath, just send it out into the world. Give it to all beings with love and compassion in the oneness. Just imagine you're all one. You're all made up of the same soul substance. You're dissolving your boundaries into the world. You're becoming the world. You're breathing all this light out into the world. And of course, as you breathe the light out into the world, it keeps getting replenished. Because the channel from above and the channel from below are still filled with light, moving, and it's just coming out of your heart and moving. So you do this for, let's say, 7 breaths. And every time you breathe out, it goes further. It's deeper with more love, more compassion for all beings, more awareness of the oneness of all beings. And then when you have done that, pause. Pause in the silence. Now, at some point the mind talk will resume, whether in 2 seconds or 7 or 8 seconds or a little longer. The mind talk, the chatter. If it's paying attention to your body, you can just kind of, okay, later. But if it starts to come in and talk about that you need to do something, pay attention. Let your mind tell you that it's time for you to do something now. You've given some love to the world now, that's enough now. Get up and do something. Or you need to rest. You need to focus on something else. Maybe focus on your needs. Just wait a moment. Where is the guilt? Where is the guilt that it's not good enough for you just to be? Be. You just are. Doing nothing. being nothing, being no thing, being beyond space-time, just being who you are, the essence of you. Oh, that won't do. The mind wants you to think of things to do. Think of people to talk to, politics, whatever it is. So where's the worry? Where's the guilt? What are you feeling guilty about in your life? What should you be doing? Feel the guilt. You got some guilt? Good. Identify it. Guilt over doing nothing right now? Okay. Guilt that you haven't done enough of this meditation. You should be a really good spiritual person and do more meditation. This is good. You should be doing this more often. And you're not doing that. You're a slacker. Whatever it is, pay attention to what the guilt is that you carry. Everybody's got it somewhere. Bring it to your attention. Feel the guilt. What does it feel like? What does guilt feel like? Don't rationalize anything. Don't run away from it. Feel it. Feel the guilt. Now, what we want you to do is to feel the guilt for about 10 seconds. And don't make no judgments about the guilt. Don't make no assessments. Don't analyze anything. Just feel the guilt. Okay? Shall we? Because there's something interesting that's going to happen. So just feel the guilt now. Feel the guilt. Just the guilt. Okay. Now, did you notice something happen? If you really hold the guilt, it will dissolve. Because it's a message. It's just a message in the program. It has no realness. Guilt is not real. It's a made-up kind of emotional state. So let's feel the guilt again and let it dissolve. Just stay with the guilt. If you focus on the guilt, don't say, oh, I don't have guilt. I'm like the. Stop the rationalization. Go for the guilt because this is bigger than you think. Okay? Feel the guilt. Recognize it's fake. Let it dissolve. Let it disappear. Okay, now feel your fears. Feel your fears that if you don't do this and don't do that and can't do that and don't go there and do whatever, that's something that you'll fall behind, something bad will happen, people won't like you, some threat, some lack of safety, whatever, that you must do more to protect yourself from, or your children, or your family, or whatever. Feel that fear. That's a worry kind of fear about the future. A fear that if you don't do the right thing, something bad will happen, or something good will not happen. Okay, so feel that fear. Like you did the guilt, just stay with the fear. Don't analyze it. Don't think about it. Don't say, no, I don't have any fear. Don't deny it. Don't diminish it. Don't discount it. Don't play with it. Just feel it. This worry kind of fear. Let it do the same thing guilt did. Just pay attention to it. Feel it. Okay, here we go. Okay. Did you let it dissolve? See, fear is false evidence appearing real. And so you're creating negative futures by guilt and fear. So if you do this, if you just focus on the fear, it'll dissolve. So just let's do it again and watch it dissolve. Okay. All right, the guilt is gone, the fear is gone. Now, go into this space now and be. All right, if you do this correctly and allow the dissolution of the fear and the guilt and the worry, you will find yourself in a very unusual place. It's a place of power, and it's a place of being. You're in full spiritual power and being. You're free. You're free in this space. You're free from the program. So let's see if you can do that for a few more seconds. There's the peace is in here. So do the relaxation breath. If there's any guilt, feel it, let it dissolve. Any fear, worry, feel it, let it dissolve. And go to the silence. Go to the silence and go deep. You're free. And there's peace. You're in your power. And there's peace. Don't let anxiety come in, like, oh, what do I do now? Just be. Peace. 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 All right, so this process is clearing the slave driver, it's clearing the limited self, it's opening you up to becoming one with the universe and allowing you to relax so that your body gets out of stress mode and goes into relaxation mode. You de-stress, it puts your body back into harmony, it helps your immune system, it helps your health, and it gives you a connection to yourself and to the divine. And once you know how to do it, it takes a couple of minutes. And what this can do is if you do this, you can change your life in profound ways. If you want more detail on this, then you watch our video seminar on true motivation. So repeat, do this again. It only takes a few minutes. And then when you come out of it, if you want to escape now, if you want to watch the movie, go watch TV or whatever, choose. I now choose to escape. I now choose consciously to watch TV. I now choose to to go look at social media because that's what I want to do. I want to do that. Not as a running away, I want to do it, I choose to do it. Or you can really challenge the slave driver and clear your program and become free by saying, I hereby choose to do nothing. I am. I am that I am. And hold the whole world in your hands. Hold the world in your aura. Be the radiant one. Be the God being who is having a physical body experience. Being yourself. Because from this state, you can make empowered choices as a free being and experience grander love and receive the support of a friendly and loving world. Thank you. Farewell.